Hi, Marguerite Amplo with MCA Consulting Services at Marg's Easy Meals. Today we're here with Gary at Altoona, and he's going to teach us how to make baklava, correct?
Yes, Armenian style.
Armenian
it's
style.
A little bit different, although some Greeks make it the same way. We make ours. The difference between what most people know as baklava and the Armenian Paklava with a P is that we use a sugar water solution as a syrup, and most Greeks will use honey.
Great.
I've actually had one Greek guy say that this tasted just like his mother. So
Awesome.
yeah,
awesome.
so they do make it different ways, and throughout the Middle Eastern countries, a lot of people make it differently. You know, like some cultures will put like a rose water in.
Oh yeah.
You know, just different flavors. Some will use pistachios instead of walnuts. What we're making today is walnuts.
Awesome.
And what I've done to prepare for this is I've pre-melted 5 sticks of butter, and this is unsalted butter. And you'll notice that part of it is scraped away. And this is the part of the butter that's the whey.
So you want to clarify it.
You want to clarify it, right? And that way, you know, this we're not going to use. We're going to toss that.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what I mean. There's really nothing wrong with it other than it'll add brown spots to the to the baklava, and that really doesn't bother me, and it doesn't bother anybody that I give this to. Anyway, so I'm going to reheat this up for the second batch. So I made a batch last night, and this is what it looks like, all cut up.
Oh yeah.
Now, you might think that, oh my God, this is so hard to make, but if the nuts are chopped, and if I were here by myself, I could have it in the oven in 12 minutes. So it's not that difficult. So just watch and you'll see.
And we also have Donna here, part of the BBN network, Brandywine Business Network.
So I normally make what's called a half sheet, and you'll notice I've got marks on here on where I need to cut, so that you know it's a lot easier for me to do that. Also, that I'm an engineer, so I do certain things like that. Yeah, it's one of the things I do. So we're going to start warming up this butter, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up. There's a cup of water in here, and the measurement is a cup of water to 2 cups of sugar, which is already pre-measured.
Oh, okay. I do 1 to 1.
No, 2 to 1.
Okay.
2 to 1, and then what I will do is I will put in, you know, the recipe calls for like a little bit of lemon juice, but I usually put a lot in. And I don't sit there and I don't say, oh, I want, you know, a half a cup or a quarter cup. I just pour it in and like, that's enough, you know.
Right, yeah.
So that will be added as well. Now, I last night I also chopped the nuts up.
Wow.
And what I will do is I will put what's left over in a Ziploc bag, stick it in the freezer. My wife actually uses this for some other things that she cooks.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is, okay, you can see from...
So how much walnuts did you put in, do you know?
I took a whole bag, like the
5-pound
shell
bag or
bag.
whatever,
Yeah, I think it's 3 pounds. Yeah,
okay.
something like that. So we'll probably use about a little more than half of this for this batch. Okay. Now, you know, recipes, they always call for so much of this, so much of that, right? With the ground cinnamon, okay, I'll just sit there and I'll just
eyeball it.
Yeah, that's about enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's
And
about a
then-
quarter cup.
And then just mix it up. And then what I'll do is I'll mix what's frozen with this, and it really doesn't matter. So you get a nice smooth consistency. All right, now that's ready. All right, so this is what you want to get, phyllo dough. The brand that I get is from the Phyllo factory at Armenian Delight in Broomall. And theirs is pretty fresh. You can get this at some grocery stores, but it's usually in the frozen food section. The only problem is you don't know how long it's been frozen.
Right.
And this after a while, it's good frozen for a while, but
it dries out.
It gets freezer
Yeah,
hard.
freezer burn too.
Yeah. So we always buy it fresh. My wife gets it on her way home from work. What I'm going to do is I turn this on to heat up, and we're going to bring this pan over here, okay? And what we'll do, I'm going to take some of this butter.
Do you have a brush?
Here we go. And I'll just pour some of this on here. Okay, and then this will go back over. And the one thing you want to do when you're heating up your butter is you want to do it very slowly. Okay, and then just take a paper towel and you wad it up. And like you would expect, you want to make sure you get it on all the surfaces.
And just grease your pan.
Yeah, basically.
So do you have this dessert quite often?
Not real often. I mean, there are times when, you know, like around the holidays, I'll probably make it more. And like our neighbors, they love it. Well, see, what Donna was explaining was the old method of doing this, or the traditional method, I should say. I shouldn't say the old method. So this comes out, and okay, then you open this up, and I will take about 2/3 of a pack and put it down first.
Wow, see, that's interesting. We do it like a few layers and then butter.
No wonder yours is quicker.
Yeah.
You're doing it expedited.
All right, so, yeah, so you just lay it down like that. Now I'm going to take some of that off of there, probably about like that much. And it's, you know, whatever. And then you take the nuts, which are over here.
Oh, you don't put a butter layer in there?
Nope.
Oh.
Wait, you'll see. You see, now Donna's used to making it the old-fashioned
way.
Okay.
So this is a shortcut.
This is a shortcut.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
this is
It
good.
comes
Yeah,
out
it's
just
the
as
same.
good.
Uh-huh.
You guys had it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, it's like you put like that much on there, maybe 3/8 of an inch or so,
Okay.
something like that.
Then what do you do with the excess?
You'll see in a
sheets?
second.
Okay, cool.
We use it all. Okay, and you just kind of make it nice and smooth. So this now goes on top. Now in the old days, I say old days, like
The traditional way.
usually doing this traditionally, like my grandmother and Donna's grandparents or grandmother and such, they would roll this dough out
By hand. Yes, I have a recipe for that my great grandmom had.
Well,
made.
it's going to stay a recipe.
It is. 'cause
Yeah.
Wow.
nobody's gonna
I
do
tell you,
that.
the cost of a package of phyllo dough, I think is like, this is ready to go into the oven. And you can see how the butter has caused all of each little triangle to sort of settle down. So it kind of gives you the same look here.
Yeah.
So and then what'll happen is when it's baked, it'll get real fluffy, right? And using doing it the old-fashioned way, or the traditional way, I should say, you're adding a lot more butter per layers. This just seeps the butter down in there,
It's quicker.
and it will work much better. So
Yeah.
I'll stick this in the oven when it gets to that point, and then for my oven, I'll put 23 minutes aside, then I'll turn it and I'll put it on the top rack, and then at the end of the 46 minutes, I'll shut the oven off, and it will continue cooking. And tomorrow, or even late tonight, since we're making it like right now, I could do this tonight if I wanted to. Is I will make a sugar water solution, which is what I'm going to show you next, and then we're going to put the sugar water on this, as if.
And it was ready to serve.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah. All right, so we got the water boiling, and we have 2 cups of sugar. All right. And you get your little wooden stir, and you stir it up until all the sugar dissolves. So all that sugar is dissolving, and you want to do this for a couple minutes or so until it's like very clear. And you want the heat kind of on a little bit low like that. So what I'll do is I'll put in some lemon juice, and the recipe calls for like a few drops, but I'll just put a bunch in, you know, whatever makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And it adds a little bit more flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like a different flavor, like the whatever you put in to make it taste like rose water. I don't know, maybe rose petals. Who the heck knows? I don't know.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crust.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So now, what you do is you will take this and you will pour this on top of the one that I cooked already. All right, and then what you want to do too is you want to take and just do one of these things. Let the syrup just kind of float down. And normally what I would do is I'd let this cool off before I cut it, but since we're here and we're filming, I don't think you can see that, but you can see the syrup just kind of flowing back and forth. And you have to actually go through and just kind of recut this. Because with I guess the butter sort of bonds it a little bit.
Close up. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And it tastes just as good as one for you and one for you.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Gary. I appreciate it. It
You're
looks
welcome.
really great. And
It really is that simple.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your business, Gary. Since
Well, I'm a photographer, and I provide a lot of different kinds of services: headshots, portraits, architectural photography. I do event photography. I've got a line of fine art photography as well, and it's just a passion of mine that I've turned into a business, and I just enjoy doing it every day.
awesome.
So if you're looking for a great headshot, or you got a family event coming up, or you need a family portrait, call me.
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
And then
Thank you,
Donna-
Margarita. Yeah.
Yeah, and Donna's here too, helping us
Hi,
out.
everybody.
Donna Walter. She also has a small business. Tell us a little bit about yours.
I have a skincare business called Skincare by Donna, and it's a non-toxic skin studio where I pamper people with facials, nail services, hair removal, waxing and electrolysis, makeup, and I just want to teach you how to take care of your skin from the inside out and outside in.
Awesome.
My
Great.
wife uses her.
Awesome.
She loves it, so.
Well, thanks. I appreciate everybody's time today, and thanks so much for joining us. And we hope that you like this episode. It's something easy. It is an easier version of baklava, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
So thanks so much, Gary and Donna. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.